Welcome to Talk Design Podcast, the space where creativity meets conversation. I'm Adrian Ramsey, your host, and as someone deeply entrenched in the world of design, I'm thrilled to introduce you to the minds that inspire me in the hope that they will spark something special within you too. From a design past crafting women's swimwear to pushing the boundaries of performance sportswear, from mountaineering to international yachting, to implementing systematic innovation solutions that transcend boundaries in aerospace industry. My heart remains rooted in architecture, and exploring the emotional tapestry woven by built spaces is my fascination. My journey in design has been what can only be described as a life of design. I want to thank you for lending me your ears. I'm eager to embark on this next episode together. My guest on Talk Design today is Duayne Pearce. Duayne Pearce is a builder, and beyond that, he's a podcaster. He's also a coach. He coaches builders. He's an inventor of all kinds of different programs that help builders do better with what they're doing. And what I want to talk to you about is, because you can go back and listen to me talking to him previously on the podcast, is something really, really exciting that he's bringing to Brisbane. This is an event that is like no other. There's nothing that's ever been operated like this before, done like this, and it is all about the construction industry from design down all the way to, the last handing the keys over. It's about giving people what their dream is and making that happen. Duayne, welcome to the show, and I want to just kick off. Do a quick intro on who you are, man.
Cheers, mate. It's a pleasure to be here again. But look, Adrian, I think you already know, I am on a mission. My purpose in life now is to create a new residential building industry. So I'm sick and tired of the associations, industry bodies, and just fluffing around. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I believe I'm putting on the greatest event our industry has ever seen. There's never been anything like it. So quite often you see like people bringing out sort of big name guest speakers from the States and motivational type people, but they're very, I guess, they're just general. My event is purely focused construction industry, so builders, tradies, designers, architects, like anybody in the building industry. And it's just going to be a jam-packed day of business development, personal development. We're bringing out from the States Paula Baker-Laporte, like the world's leading healthy home expert. We've got Matt Risinger coming from the States, which
The build show.
Yeah, the build show, the number one builder in the world when it comes to building science and those types of things. But I'm going big, mate. I want people in this industry to walk away from this event believing in themselves, believing in the industry again, getting their passion back, and realizing that this can be an incredibly rewarding industry when you have the right tools, you've got the right mindset, you're telling yourself the right stories, you've got the right people around you, you've got the right tools to know what to use, like how to use and what to use and how to operate your business. So yeah, like I said, this is my purpose now. My life is completely around just helping people.
I know. Look, I've seen that. Obviously, been on your podcast and also listened to numerous episodes of your podcast and learnt so much also from a design perspective, just about the builder mentality and the builder thinking. And what amazes me with your podcast is there are so many builders that you get on there and people in this industry that they are actually already there. It's just like the industry isn't with them. It's like they're running a race that's out in front and there's no support team that's, kind of backing them up.
Look, our industry is so old-fashioned and broken. I'll let another cat out of the bag, but we're almost ready our first draft of my book. So
bring it
the
on.
title of my book, mate, is called Fuck the Old Way.
Right.
So, and that's what I believe, that's how the industry operates. It's so old-fashioned, it's so broken, and it's time for a shake-up. Like we need, like people in this industry work incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, whether you're a designer or an engineer, a certifier, an architect, a builder, a contractor. Like it's a hard industry to be in, and I'm speaking up for the industry. I want people to enjoy what they do. So many people in our industry lose the passion because the business side of things takes over.
Mm,
especially like I know a lot of designers, architects, builders, and tradies that's what happens, and
hmm
I just want to prove to people that it's not difficult when you've got the right information. At this event I'm putting on, we're going to have world leading leadership expert, mindset experts, communication experts, and basically I understand my audience and the industry, so I've built this whole day around. Like I've been in the industry like shit, what is it, 28 years now. I
28
can't believe.
years.
But it's like our industry is they're very visual people. A lot
Yep.
of people in that industry would, like I believe, have ADHD. Like we can't sit
Yep.
still. We struggle to keep focus, and a lot of I know from talking to designers and architects, like focusing on those plans and those drawings settles them down and lets them control that. And I know with builders and tradies, like using your hands, being out on site, getting rid of that
Mm.
energy, like that helps with that. But yeah, I just want to show people that anybody can do this. And yeah, that's why I'm bringing these people together. So I've designed the whole day short, sharp, and sweet. So we got one thing I've wanted to do. I've been to a lot of seminars in Australia and other places around the world. And you go to ones in Australia, and to be honest, they're just boring. They don't. They don't
Those trade shows, those stands.
yeah,
Yeah.
but even when
The
you go to these ones where these seminars where people
Oh, where they
bring
have speakers.
big
Yeah, to put
speakers
you to
out, like
sleep.
they're very dull. And like my wife and I have been to several big conferences in America, and they're loud. They get you involved. They get you motivated. You get pumped
Yep.
up, and you leave at the end of the day just feeling on fire, like you're going to conquer the world. And that's what I'm doing. Like we're putting on. We've got a stage being set up. We've got fireworks, smoke machines, loud music. Like, but I basically structured the day because I understand the persona and the personalities of the people in our industry. So like I said, it's short, sharp, sweet, and I guarantee anyone that shows up to this event will leave this day on fire, believing in themselves, believing in their business, and ready to change this industry with me.
And with a suite of tools that they can use to do that, like the support.
Yeah,
A lot of times people go to events and they get excited, and then 2 days later they're in the trough of the regular, and there's no tools, there's no support to carry on with, there's no backup to it. And I think that's one of the things, you've created, and we'll talk about some of these, but you've created specific tools and methods that help the builder and go forward in the industry. And you've wrapped that, up so that it is possible for them to actually not just go out excited, but go out and go, okay, I need to take these steps this way, and this is the way to a better future. I
uh,
constantly obviously talk to builders, and in my job, like I'm always dealing with them. And I think we got on this call just as a quick chat before, and I said, oh yeah, I was caught with a client, and that job should have been finished 2 months ago. And as I said, no different from you, I'm burning cash
yeah,
while it's not finished. And
yeah,
people go, oh really? Well, you're still getting, you're still working, getting paid to work. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not doing the job that's the next job
yeah,
that is now, I'm overloaded to get to the next job because
yeah.
one slows up, same as you
Yeah,
in
no,
building.
look, we've definitely been giving them a lot of tips and hints throughout the day. All the speakers have got incredible presentations prepared for the event. There'll be a lot of opportunity for them to literally take down notes that if they implement after the day will definitely change their life.
Yep.
But look at this. I want to motivate people, Adrian. Like that's this industry. It needs it. Like we have this huge housing shortage. We've got like the reason I'm bringing Matt out and Paula out. Like we've got to lift the standards that we build in Australia. At the moment, like my belief anyway, the building code is a bare minimum,
Yeah.
and it's not good enough. So we need to be building healthier homes. We need to be building houses that support us better as humans and don't make us sick. We need to be using better materials. We need to be doing better building practices. But on
What
top of
is
that, we've got to work on ourselves. Like you've got to for like I know this from personal experience. Like I've been on this mission for a very long time, but I'd start and then people would just get distracted or I'd just lose belief in it, and I'd just go back to being the builder and doing my own thing. And It actually wasn't until I went to Grant Cardone's 10x Growth Conference back in 2020, and he's like, I thought it was like he was talking to me. He's like, don't try and change what's broken, create your own. And
Yeah, right.
that's when I started coming up with the saying, like I'm creating a new industry. I'm not trying to change the old one anymore. I'm changing builders, tradies. I'm changing people in this industry, and we're gonna go on our own journey. And people that want to work with people that are prepared to change an industry are going to get a lot better outcome than just working with the Joe Blows that want to stay and do things the old-fashioned way.
It's a really interesting thing, isn't it? So Grant Cardone switches on in you that instead of trying to change what already exists, take the skills you've got, and you know that, as you say, that the building code is the minimum, and you're building well above that already. Take those skills and then pick those up and go, okay, what can this do next? And just start a parallel system
Yeah.
so that those people go, I've got somewhere to go to, not try and stumble through the garbage of the old system.
And mate, it's amazing. Like the first thing people say, like I know so many builders that want to get on board with the
Mm,
healthier home and these sorts of
mm,
things. And every Australia is really, really bad for focusing on costs. But the thing is, when you have the right mindset, when you believe in your systems and processes, and you sell value to people,
mhm.
people will pay you. Like I can't believe the amount of people in my building business. So I guess to give people a bit of a background, and sorry, I got all excited. You did ask me at the beginning to tell. But,
We're circling back. We're circling back.
that's which is what I tend to do. But look, to give people an idea, like my building business is very successful here in Brisbane. Like this year, we'll go close to $12 million worth of work. We've got another 20 odd million worth of work on the books in front of us. So like we are jam packed for 2 to 3 years
Mm.
with quality clients, quality jobs, very profitable jobs. And I just like when people tell me now that they can't win work because they're too expensive or they can't do things properly because people won't pay for it. I go out of my way to give them advice and help them because when you believe in yourself, like I said before, you follow system. Like this is the most important part, and I'm like on this event, I'm going to be giving away so many tips and hints that basically took me from where I was back in what was it between 2013 2016 where we were pretty like almost bankrupt to now basically running multiple businesses that are earning millions of dollars a year. I'm going to be telling people that those what I do, how I do it, and but I've got the experts coming that I have mentored me and that have worked with me to get there. And so I'm the guinea pig. Like,
Yeah,
and
right.
if I can come from a school dropout that was told I'd never be anything to where I am now, then I'm on a mission to prove to everybody that they can do it. Like people get blown away, Adrian, because I tell them, like I had a phone call with a bloke that reached out to me on Instagram this morning, and by the end of the phone call, I was like, mate, you are going to be successful. Like if you believe in yourself, like you've just told the story you've just told me now, like be confident, like spread the word, like you will be successful. And he's like, you've never met me, Duayne. Like how can you be so positive? Because that's we've all got to believe in ourselves.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's so many people just there's no belief.
I think the fact is that even, as kids, there's a level of belief that you have, and especially like your ADHD, I'm ADHD. What happens is we end up with this thing where we don't necessarily fit or we're disruptive or whatever, and then we're told to modify, and then we're told to modify, and then we're told to modify, and everybody's trying to modify down to being the norm as such.
Yeah,
And people, they don't they're moving away from who they truly are.
yeah,
Now, we all want to be respectful, and we all want to be honest, and we all want to be these things that take us in life and take us forward. In doing that, we still want to retain who we are, but it gets chipped off and chipped off and chipped off, and suddenly they're like, well, who am I? How do I go forward from here? I
yeah,
didn't fit for this, I didn't fit for that, I'm not right for this. And a lot of tradies end up in their own business for that reason as well, is
yeah.
because they go, I don't know where I fit anymore. I don't belong.
Well,
and
we're
it's
told,
lonely.
yeah, we're told our whole lives that, like, I definitely was. Like, I
Oh,
thought I was a failure because I was constantly told I didn't fit in at school, that I didn't
yep.
smart enough, that I was a disruption, like, I was
And
a
you probably
trauma.
were.
Yeah, but I was a creature of my environment. Like,
Hmm.
whereas, like, you put me on a job site now, mate, and I just, well,
Still a creature of your environment, just you know the environment so well, and
well,
you
I'm
know
passionate
people.
about it.
Yeah,
I'm
and you know
passionate about it.
people. Yeah.
And I don't, again, that's a message that I really want to get out there. We're going to be talking about that at this Level Up Experience event. Look, I'm a firm believer that, mate, 99% of this planet, people just don't know who they really are. They're
Hmm.
just living their lives based off shit they've been told at school, the way they've been brought up, their family, religion, beliefs, the work colleagues they have, the people they hang around.
Yeah.
I want to give everybody permission to figure out who they are, be themselves, believe in themselves, go run your own race, do your own thing, because the world is plenty big enough for all of us to be successful.
Oh yeah, it just lifts, what is it? A rising tide lifts all boats. And if you want to be in that, you jump in. And I think the other point that you made that really resonates with me is those mentors, those people that you reach up to and they reach down to you and they lift you up just by being themselves, and you earn the right by putting your hand up as well
Yeah,
and taking on what they teach. I think that's a really critical thing. And, guys like Matt Risinger, yeah, I mean, I know Matt, as you know, and like the amount of work, study, effort, drive that he has to make everybody's homes better. He
yeah,
just leads the way with his company, and then he educates and educates and educates. And you go, he could just be a builder that never bothered.
yeah,
But
yeah,
again, he's on this mission to make it better. And then you look at Paula Baker Laporte, the book, The Healthy Home, and that book, 10 editions or something, she goes, oh, I better add something to this, or
mm,
this here we've learnt now, and you go, that's all about taking the building biology and making it healthy for
yeah,
people so that they're breathing non-toxic air in their home, so they don't end up with all the same effects of autoimmunes, and so they don't end up with all these other effects that the home's gassing off onto them and stuff. And you look at these people who are, yeah, they're making their living out of it, and they've dedicated their life to lifting the
yeah.
game. And I'm proud to know you because you're another one of these people who lifts the game. I remember our first ever telephone conversation. I was driving to Harvey Bay. I think about 3 hours later I got there. We were still chatting and going, okay, man, we need to sit down. We need to be in the same room.
But that's what happens when you're around, like,
Yeah,
passionate people.
yeah.
And look, mate, I haven't always been like that. Like, because
Mm-mm.
of the way that I was shaped growing up, I was a very, very timid, shy person.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
and look, in certain environments, I probably am still that person. But when it comes to helping people in the building industry, and not only that, like, I'm extremely passionate about, like, clients should be getting better quality homes.
Yes.
So that's a huge part of my mission as well. Clients don't know what they don't know. And because a lot of people in our industry aren't educating themselves, aren't learning, they're just doing the same shit things that they did for the last 10, 20, 30 years. And that isn't good enough for our clients. So,
No, the world's turned a few revolutions since then, hasn't it? And so all that learning needs to be, brought back in and brought back in and brought back
yeah,
in. But it's like that disconnect, like you say, with the National Construction Code and things like that. They're problem fighting, but they're not necessarily solution finding for it from all the right places. And look, they've got a job to do and they do what they do. And as you say, at least there's a minimum standard. And thank God for that, because I hate to think what people would do if there wasn't. That minimum standard doesn't always make sense, but then don't try and work to the minimum. Try to work to what the outcome needs to be for the people that are paying the money to live in that home. And
yeah,
then the multiple generations that go beyond that. God, you think of a house, one person might live in it from the time they build it till they die, but then somebody else takes on that house, and then what's it left with at that point? And what it'll get upgraded, it'll get changed, it'll be enhanced, but what is the bones? Like, how good are the bones? How healthy are the bones? Yeah, I'm with you, man. I go and I really applaud you, putting on an event like this, and also what you've done with, your podcast and your coaching and actually making a change in the industry. This isn't like an overnight sensation. This is like
No, well, that's
so
definitely
much work.
yeah, and look, people don't. Well,
Yeah.
they see a bit because I put a fair bit out on their socials, but
Yeah.
yeah, look, this has been a long time in the making. My wife and I have built several businesses in the industry now, and then obviously having lived like Bill with Amelia,
Yeah.
like it's change is definitely coming, mate. Like it's growing, but I think the reason, I made the call a bit over 12 months ago to do this,
What
and
sparked you to do it? Why did you suddenly go, I'm going to put an event?
because I wanted something focused at our industry, for our industry that resonates with the people in it.
Right.
Because a lot of people in our industry want to be successful. They know there's better way. They know there's other options out there. But a lot of us, including myself, we're stuck the way
We
we're
know
meant to
what we
be.
know.
Like, the way like I guarantee you, most people in the building industry have been haven't done very well at school, or a lot of them. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of them. I don't know. We've had these sort of targets put in our back, and then the building industry for a very long time was sort of looked down upon, and it shouldn't be because
Isn't that crazy? Everybody lives in a house.
yeah, like having a career in this industry is so rewarding when you get it
Yeah.
right. But look, I just wanted to. I've put so much time and energy and money into myself over the last 8 years, and I want to give that back. I want to show people. So like on this day, like in between all the speakers, I'm going to be talking about like all the shit that I've been through and who I've worked with and what I've done and giving people a lot of advice, a lot of tips. But I just really want to show people that it's possible.
Yeah.
I want people to leave my event with, like I said, with the belief that they can be and have whatever they want to do, whatever they want to have. They can have an incredible business. They can be successful in the building industry. They can earn what they want. Like so many people like comment and give me shit on bloody my socials because they don't believe that they can charge what they need to charge to do things correctly, and that old-fashioned myth is well and truly broken.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be
Well, you
talking
bring
on.
you bring big value as well. It's not like you're just charging for the same shit that was acceptable 10 years or 20 years ago. You're bringing technique, you're bringing value into every step of the process. So it's worth paying for. They're not
Man,
buying
I'm
what they
bringing the
would have bought
best.
otherwise.
I'm bringing the best speakers in the world.
Yeah.
Like Paula and Matt have never been to Australia. Like no one's ever
Yeah.
put everything on the line and said, hey, we need you here to talk about this stuff. And like even the other guest speakers I've got, like Helen Rogerson, like world leader in leadership, Rushton, world leader in communication, Dr. Joe Lukens, like she's head psychologist for like North Queensland Cowboys, Australian Defence Force, like Queensland Rugby League team, like they're all at the top of their game. Like Rick Rushton, like he does a lot of work with the Australian cricket team, with a lot of big NRL teams, like they're absolutely at the top of their game, and these are all people that I've done work with and learnt from and been mentored by, and so I'm putting them in front of my industry, and
Yeah.
and the reason I'm putting them in front of my industry is because I searched for a very long time and spent a lot of money looking for mentors, looking for advice in our industry, and I think you have to find someone that you resonate with. You've got to find someone that you can connect with, and I believe they do that very well, and that's why I want to put them in front of the industry. And as well as we've got two other panel groups as well that are coming on to do some discussions, but it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
On top of that, we're combining, like we're going to have, at this stage, we've got just over 60 of Australia's biggest suppliers coming along. I'm putting a lot of stuff on that our industry needs. Like there's going to be vehicle displays, machinery displays, tool displays. Yeah, it's huge. So
Yeah. Wow. So if you were saying to people, this industry's for you, who would those people be? Who should not miss this? And then we'll go to the next level after that. Go, first of all, who should be in that room all day, regardless of whatever else they've got going on in their life?
Mate, anybody at all that works in our building industry. So whether
So
you,
any apprentice, any like
yeah,
qualified tradesman, any builder, any plumber, any
mate,
sparky.
delivery driver, hardware store owner, anybody at all that works in our industry, anybody that is struggling to believe in themselves, anyone that has lost their passion for their job or the industry,
Yep.
anybody that is sick and tired of being told by the industry that it should be done a certain way and believes it can be done differently. Anybody that is struggling with clients, or and then like I'm hoping we do get a lot of clients there because like
That
this is
was going to
kind
be
of
my next question.
yeah. I'll let you go.
Yeah. Well, my next question is okay, so we take all these industry people and that means that we've got a room full of, as you say, everybody from say the delivery driver that handles something and delivers it to site to the guy who is, loading the nail gun and actually putting the nail in the piece of timber or waterproofing something, whatever it is, and that level of it, plus the people like yourself that are running these jobs, that are directing these people and keeping them in line and making sure it's profitable, making sure that everybody's getting paid each week, those things. And
Yeah.
then you go outside of that, there's all the clients of these people. So, if you're a tradie, you're possibly the client of the builder, but then the builder has a client and has a relationship. So there's the architects and the building designers and the interior designers. Where do they fit in coming to this event? I mean, obviously, I talk to a lot of them. Where do they fit in coming to this event? And then their clients as well, so that they know what they should be looking for. So tell me that journey.
At any yeah, architects, designers, engineers, any professional in our industry, like they will get a lot of value out of this. Just when it comes to personal development, business development, believing in yourself, but also getting the opportunity to hear Paula and Matt speak
Yeah.
about their like Matt's doing three or two presentations during the day, and then we're going to be doing a Q&A about building science. So
Oh, awesome.
unbelievable sort
Yeah.
of wealth of knowledge. Like this stuff's never been in Australia. Like no
Yeah.
one talks about this stuff in Australia, and yet it's something we really need to get on board with. And then same deal for the homeowners. Like anybody that, and like I know there's a lot of people in Australia. A lot of our work now is people coming to us because we are becoming a healthy home specialist.
Yep.
I want to get people like people from all over Australia and New Zealand, like anybody that is interested in healthy homes and building science. Again, this is the only opportunity to
This
get in
this
front of
is
the
it.
world's experts.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's been the world leader in healthy homes for 30 or 40 years now. Like you said, Matt is a world leader in building science. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
These
it's a
guys
no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. If you want to understand more about how your house works, how it should work,
be
like
in the
Paul,
room.
yeah, get in the room. Paula, like as you said, Paula's got that incredible book, Prescription for a Healthy Home. She's bringing a lot of books over. We're going to have books for sale there on the day. So she'll be talking a lot about what the information that's in that book.
I've got a lovely story about Paula. So I'm in Texas. I was on one of my tours and I'm sitting on a transport on a bus and I'm sitting with a guy who is a really good architect in Texas. Like he's got a good name and lovely, lovely guy. I'm sitting with him. We're chatting away and he said something to me about, why do I come from Australia and go to these events? And I said, well, because I need my education constantly, like I'm like you, I podcast every week. I'm getting education from those people. And then beyond that, I go and get my education. I'll invest in my education. I want to know how to be a better designer. And anyway, I'm sitting with his name's Philip. I'm sitting with Philip, and we're on the bus, and something came up about healthy homes, and I said, do you know Paula Baker Laporte? And he's like, yeah, I know the name, but no, I don't know. And I said, oh, mate, here's her phone number. I'll send her a message and tell her that you're going to get in touch. And there's this kind of a bit of a thing, and he's like, seriously? And I said, yeah, I know her. So, I'm more than happy to introduce you. And I think it was about 3 months later, he had a lady walk through the door. So he'd done this with Paula and he'd gone and hooked up and got some knowledge from her and stuff. About 3 months later, he had a lady walk through the door into his studio as a client, and she came in, they chatted, and she said something like, so, okay, we're choosing you. Now, you've got 12 staff members or whatever it was in this firm. And she pulled out 12 of Paula's books and she said, I want every one of them to have read it, know it backwards, because that's the Bible that's building my home. And you're designing it. So that if you don't know that, and he was like, well, just happened to know Paula. Yep, great.
Yeah.
And just that kind of thing where, these people who want a better, healthier, longer life and to live with more joy, not just joy, but more health. There is no one else that has the number of runs on the board that Paula does, or the commitment over all these years to just keep bringing it to the forefront and bringing it to the forefront. And, we've got good friends like Sarah Dakota in Australia here and stuff, and they learn from, this is their mentor, this is the person that they look up to, and it's an untouched industry here.
Well, that's why I'm excited about it, Adrian, because these people are world experts.
Yeah.
And Australia, as you're aware, like with the changes that come in the building code over the last couple of years, and the changes we're going to see moving forward,
Yep.
This stuff has never been more important. And if designers, architects, builders out there think that we're going to continue just building homes the way we have, they're kidding themselves. So the sooner you get on board with this sort of stuff, the sooner you learn about the healthy home, the products we use, the pro-climate building wraps, the cavity batten wall systems.
Yep.
Like, if you don't start learning about this stuff now, you will get left behind.
And then you'll see a business and their businesses will struggle. And then that will mean that a part of the industry will be in failing. We already have a housing shortage. It'll mean there'll be less houses. It'll mean that it'll be more poorly built as people try to catch up. I'm 100% behind you, man. I go, as I say, I applaud you. So this podcast is going to go out to a lot of Americans, and there'll be a fair few Texans that are listening to this. So you get the opportunity to see Matt in your own country. You don't necessarily get the opportunity to see Paula very often in your own country, and the other people that are coming as well. So I'm encouraging you Americans to jump on a plane. It's on the 30th of May. That's this year, 30th of May. Don't wait for next year. Yep. Come on out to Australia. Come on holiday. You'll get an amazing, this is where we live, or the region that the two of us live in, is a bit like sort of Florida in the sense that the climate is pretty mild. It'll be coming into our winter, and that is the most beautiful time here. It's not hot and sticky, it's drier, and it's beautiful, clear days. So come out, do your Sydney thing if that's where you want to go and do the harbour and all the rest. Come up to the Gold Coast and then Brisbane, or Brisbane, then go down to the Gold Coast and do the Sunshine Coast, do Noosa and these things. Go out to Ayers Rock, because you can only see that in the winter. Get into the desert while you can, because otherwise it's too hot. Do that. Make a journey out of it, and and really experience something that you can see in Australia, but then experience what's happening in the building industry here, and how Duayne's lifting this building industry and pushing it up.
Well, I'm really excited to get Matt out here, Adrian, because I think, like, everything I talk about, like, I believe in pretty much everything that Matt talks about and Paula talks about, but I know the States is no different to Australia. Like, it doesn't matter if you can know all the building science, all the healthy stuff in the world.
Yep.
But if you don't have the systems, the processes, the mindset, the leadership to back your business, the belief in yourself, the stories you tell yourself to promote that and sell that, you'll never be successful. So I'm really excited because I'm dying. Like, Matt and I have spoken several times. We've been on each other's podcasts, but I'm yet to be on his podcast. He's been on my podcast, but it's like this stuff. Like, I'm confident Matt's going to go away from this event as well and go, shit, I need this information in the States. Like, we need to get this shit in front of our builders as well, because it's the same everywhere. Humans all deal with the same stuff.
I think absolutely you're going to see that happen with Matt, and he's going to look at it two ways. One is how can I help influence what happens in Australia to make building better there? by the time he's been out on a few building sites and some other things along the way, and actually seen some best practice and maybe some poor practice as well. And then also that thing of going, shit, like taking all these minds, shifting mindset, making it happen, and putting on events that, and then backing it up with the coaching with anything else as well. Having this ecosystem that supports the growth of builders and trades and architecture, design, all these things that people come and live in. This is where they end up. They live in these things. And we've got a commitment to making the best we can out of all of that. Yeah, I'm so excited, man. I'm super pumped for it. And this podcast will be going out in the next week. And so I'm hoping that we see some Americans get out here, as well as I've got plenty of Australian listeners here as well. So, and I think you've got the biggest podcast for the trades in Australia already. You've got the highest numbers for any podcast that deals with construction and trades. So there's going to be a lot of like-minded people in the room, and a lot of curious people, and a lot of people that are going to go away feeling 10 foot tall and able to actually act off what they've learned.
Mate, that's the plan. I want to inspire everyone. So I appreciate you having me on, mate, and helping me promote this event. And
I can't wait.
Really looking forward to the 30th of May.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. Well, I'll put all the things of how they get in touch with you and the event and how they book tickets and all that. We'll put that in the show notes. So for people that have watched us on YouTube, there'll be some show notes, and we'll put everything else that we can wrap this up. It'll be on socials, of course, as well, and it'll be on all the podcast platforms. Share it, get it out there, whether you're in Australia or whether you're overseas. And if you're not in Australia and you are overseas, come on holiday. Come and enjoy what it is. And your exchange rate, just for the sake of letting you know, is every dollar you spend here is going to be worth about $1.60. So if you thought that a cup of coffee was $5 in America, it's like $3 here, and it's better coffee, I promise you. Cheers, man.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you for tuning into our conversation. I hope it left you both informed and inspired. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen, and please don't hesitate to share your design thoughts with me. It's always a joy to hear from you. If you're like me and crave a deeper dive into design thinking, coupled with a love for travel and adventure, consider one of my architectural adventures. Join me and some of my wonderful design friends and embark on a journey of a lifetime. Apply for an unforgettable design experience at adrianramsey.com. With our clients spanning the globe, I firmly believe behind every great project are great people. If you're a great person and seeking to turn your dream into a reality, I'd be honored to design your home with you. Why not join the ranks of our exceptional clients and let's make your heart sing? Reach out to me at studio@ardesignhouse.com. That's studio@ardesignhouse.com, and let's get a conversation going and make your heart sing.